This is your comrade communicator coming to you live and on tape from my mother's basement. Social democracy. Without a doubt, the most abysmally terrestrialist of left tendencies. Which is to say that if what we're working for is communism, then social democracy's electoral strategy is light years removed from what is necessary to bring our end about. Social democracy, in fact, tends towards the dampening of revolutionary consciousness, functionally working to narrow the horizon of the possible. At its worst, social democracy has been known to be so loyal, so unflinchingly loyal to its fatal alliance with capital, as to embrace imperialist war abroad and reactionary death squads at home. To paraphrase the legendary, late-great Hunter S. Thompson, "You people voted for Hubert Humphrey and you killed Rosa Luxemburg!" But it seems like everyone's been joining the Democratic Socialists of America lately. The big social democratic formation in the U.S., basically a caucus of the Democratic Party. Everyone from disgruntled Bernie liberals, who at the very least seem to have something of an intuitive grasp of what the DSA is actually for, to revolutionary communists who are either terminally clueless or else get some kind of sexual gratification from barking up the wrong tree. And while we, here at the Intergalactic Workers' League and Posadist Rebel News, never hesitate to denounce opportunism, we are always quick to jump on any principled opportunity that may present itself. Friends, comrades, a Posadist caucus has formed within the DSA. Comrade High Commander and the Intergalactic Workers' League applaud this development. Conscious Posadists within the DSA, this message is primarily directed at you. Once we accept the DSA for what it is, that is, an appendage of the bourgeois Democratic Party, a few things become crystal clear. A strategy of reforming the DSA from within is really no better than what those who would want to change the DSA into another kind of formation are trying to fight against, and that is the DSA's traditional mission of reforming the Democratic Party from within. Trying to reform the DSA is simply a lower order version of what the DSA is already doing to the Democrats. It is of the Democrats, functionally speaking. And any serious attempt to move it away from this mission will cause so much acrimony with its traditional membership that it'll cause a huge split. The party will fragment into many tiny little shards, and everyone who put all that work into trying to turn it into a revolutionary party will be left holding the bag. It's a waste of time. Such a project is a classic example of the terrestrialist false economy of dumping time and energy into a strategy simply because it is, rightly or wrongly, perceived to have a high chance of success in the near future, even though this is not a strategy that actually, even if it succeeds, functionally contributes to the overthrowing of capitalism and building socialism. There's no direct line between these two things. No, my friends, no, my comrades, you would instead do well to accept the DSA for what it is, and consider how this sort of machine may be used to aid us in the communist goals of disclosure and contact. As the last election, the last presidential election of 2016, has shown, the disclosure struggle creates the strangest of bedfellows. Neoliberal imperialist Hillary Rodham Clinton shocked the entire world when she promised UFO disclosure on national television, simultaneously making herself really the only choice for revolutionary communists in America, light years ahead of that milquetoast social democrat Bernie Sanders, and sealing the fate of her then ascended campaign. She could not have expected, no way did she expect, both the FBI and the FSB to join forces with her opponent in order to defeat her once she made this promise, when she made this pledge. Despite both the historical significance of the disclosure promise of Hillary Clinton's campaign in 2016, and despite its role in her unlikely defeat, Clinton herself really has no specific interest in the disclosure question. She never did. She made her promise very lightly and without much thought at all, as a favor to an old friend and favorite underling. Had she known how serious and potentially damaging the consequences would have been to her career, it's unlikely that she would have gone through with it. No, the real force behind the Clinton disclosure pledge, the real mind behind it, the real personality, was John Podesta, former Clinton White House Chief of Staff and Hillary Clinton's own campaign manager, and, this is much less well known, an avid ufologist. Make no mistake, my friends and comrades, Podesta is no less a neoliberal tool than any Clinton. There isn't really much common ground between us proletarian militants and this powerful bourgeois technocrat. But the disclosure question is perhaps the most important issue in American, nay, in world politics. There are doubtless political operatives out there who are better ufologists than Podesta, and plenty of ufologists who have less suspect political positions. But Podesta, John Podesta, is without a doubt the most dedicated friend of the disclosure movement in the upper echelons of the Democratic Party bureaucracy. And this is why John Podesta, this is why the Posadist caucus must do everything in its power to get the DSA to draft Podesta as a contender for DNC chair, the chair of the Democratic National Committee. The man in charge of running Democratic campaigns, a position of great power and influence, and one held by the very sort of technocrat, traditionally held by the very sort of technocrat that Podesta happens to be. If he can secure the backing of the left wing of the party, surely the neoliberal establishment, of which he is a leading member, will gleefully accept him as a compromise candidate. Friends, whether or not disclosure can even be won electorally is a very doubtful question. But after the proletariat sees Democratic frontrunner after Democratic frontrunner be destroyed in the same strange and concerted manner as Clinton's campaign had been in 2016, as Clinton's campaign was destroyed in 2016, the working people will be forced to come to the conclusion that their class enemies fear disclosure above all else. Friends, comrades, this is the surest path in awakening full-blown Posadist consciousness in the masses. And to conclude, I say to thee, my friends, my comrades, and most especially those Posadists who now find themselves within the DSA, I say to thee, good night and good luck, and I say to thee, long live Posadists, and long live Comrade High Commander. This is your Comrade Communicator, signing off.